Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dhea Ariesta Pradani with the student number 2214211014. Good morning ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Dr. Hendi Pratama SPDMA and all my beloved friends. In this beautiful occasion, I would like to talk about a very sensitive and pressing issues in the American. Racism toward Black Americans. Now, my question is, what comes to your mind when you hear the word racism? Social injustice, slavery, and so on. This issue has been prevalent for centuries. And yes, it's starting from the old days until the modern days. It is an issue that caused so many things in American history. It caused deep wounds and has left a scar on the history of America. As a society, it is our responsibility to address and acknowledge this issue and how to work towards to eradicating it for making a better future. Now, what I want to ask next is how about the cause of this racism itself? Yeah, the cause of racism toward Black American itself can be tracked back, starting from the colonial era when the Europeans first brought African slaves to the American. Why this is related? Because the slaves were treated as a property and were forced to work in the inhuman condition. And this inhuman condition has making the idea of white supremacy was introduced, where white people were seen as the superior and black people as the inferior. And how it's happened because this mindset was growing through the generation to the next generation and so on, and has ingrained itself in the society, and it's leading to discrimination and prejudice toward Black Americans. Next, what I want to emphasize here is the implication. If we talk about the implication of racism toward Black Americans, it has been devastating. Why I said it's devastating? Because they have faced discrimination in all aspects of life, starting from education, employment, and even the justice system. For example, I would like to see the Jim Crow laws in the late 19th century and the early 20th century. It is enforced racial segregation, which further deepened the divide between white and black communities. This has resulted in a huge wealth gap, with Black Americans being disproportionately affected by poverty. Moreover, the constant fear and violence toward Black Americans have caused traumatic, and it's become a mental health issue within their communities. Now, the question is that what can we do as the citizen of the world to eradicate this issue? Yes, this is time for us to take a stand and also work towards to eradicating racism in Americans toward Black Americans. What can we do is the first step is to acknowledge that racism is still exists. We cannot deny that racism is still exists, even in the small things, and that is a problem that needs to be addressed. How we can solve this problem is about education. Education is a key. In eradicating racism, we must educate ourselves and our children about the history of racism and its implication. We must also promote that we have a diversity and inclusion, and it's in our communities, school, and workplaces. Additionally, what I want to emphasize next is that there is a need to be a change in the system of politics and law. Politics, policies, and law must be implemented to protect the rights of Black Americans and to ensure the equal opportunities for the system, for them, and also all the system of their life. The justice system must also be reformed to ensure the fair treatment of Black Americans. It is also important for us to have the open-minded and honest conversation about racism by listening to the experience and perspective of the Black Americans. We can gain a better understanding of this issue, and we can educate our next generation, work toward to finding a solution together about how we can have a role for this issue. So I can conclude that the racism toward Black Americans during the old days and even in today's modern time is a deep-rooted issue that needs to be addressed. It is our responsibility as a society, as I said before, how the society can acknowledge this issue and work together to eradicating it. Let us come together and promote the diversity, promote the equality, and justice for the all. As Martin Luther King said, injustice anywhere is a threat for justice everywhere. I think that's all for me. Thank you for the opportunity and thank you for listening me. I will see you in the next occasion. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for all your appreciation.